Some truths don't just change your life, they shatter everything you thought was real. For 17 years, Ava believed her mother was dead, gone in a tragic house fire when Ava was just 6 years old. A freak electrical accident, they said. No survivors. The case was closed and the ashes were buried. That's the story Ava was raised on. Ava was raised by her aunt Melissa. She was always told her mom Claire had died saving her from the fire, that Claire had gone back inside to grab a photo album and never made it out. It haunted Ava her whole life. Every birthday, every graduation, she felt that missing piece. But her aunt did everything she could. She gave Ava a stable home, food, love, education, and Ava never had a reason to question what she'd been told. Until one night in college, when she took a part-time job at a long-term psychiatric facility just a few towns away. It was just supposed to be temporary. A little money between semesters. But something about the place always felt off. The patients weren't what she expected. Many were lucid, calm, articulate. And then there was the West Wing. Off limits, unless you had a special clearance badge. Only senior staff were allowed there. That's where they kept the untouchables, the ones the public was never supposed to see. But one night, Ava was asked to deliver a tray to a nurse on the West Wing. The badge system was down, and they needed help. She hesitated, but curiosity got the better of her. What she found would change everything. The halls were quieter, dimmer, each room locked, windows sealed. She passed by one room and froze. A woman was sitting near the window, her hair streaked with silver, eyes distant but intense. And then, the woman turned. Ava stared. It was like looking into an older version of herself. Same cheekbones, same piercing green eyes, a face she'd only seen in old photo albums. She looked at the name on the chart outside the door. Claire Ellison. Ava's breath caught. Her hands shook. It couldn't be. Her mother was dead. She had seen the urn. There had been a funeral. So who was this woman? The next day, Ava did what she wasn't supposed to. She accessed the digital records. Claire Ellison had been a patient there for 17 years. Admitted 2 days after the fire. Diagnosis: dissociative psychosis, violent delusions, severe PTSD. The report claimed she had started the fire, that she'd had a psychotic break and believed someone was watching her through the walls. But instead of prison, she was declared mentally unfit for trial. Sent to the hospital, silenced, forgotten. And somehow, no one had told Ava. Not her aunt, not the authorities. Everyone had played along. So Ava confronted her aunt. Melissa broke down. She said she did it to protect Ava. That Claire was dangerous. That she had snapped after Ava's father died. That she had been ranting about the shadows, saying they were coming for her and her daughter. And when the fire happened, the story made more sense than the truth. The doctors agreed to let the family think she had died. Melissa told Ava, it was the only way to give you a normal life, to keep you safe. But Ava wasn't satisfied with that. She had to know for herself. So she went back to the hospital and requested a supervised visit. Claire didn't speak for the first 5 minutes. She just stared at Ava. Tears silently streamed down her face. Then she whispered, "You look just like your father." Ava asked the only question that mattered. "Did you start the fire?" Claire looked her dead in the eye and said, "No, they did." She leaned in, shaking, and whispered, "They were trying to take you. I saw them. Tall, with no eyes. They came through the mirrors." Ava wanted to believe she was delusional. She wanted it to be the trauma talking. But something in her mother's voice, her eyes, made Ava question everything. Over the next few weeks, Ava visited regularly. Claire slowly opened up. She said the government had experimented on her when she was younger, that she had been part of a dream study, but the dreams never stopped. They became real. She started seeing figures, tall, shadow-like beings that could move through reflections. She said they wanted Ava because Ava had the gift too. Claire had tried to protect her, tried to warn people, and when no one listened, she tried to destroy the house, burn the entry points. That was the fire. Was it real? Ava didn't know. But then strange things started happening to her. She began dreaming of fire, of mirrors cracking, of figures whispering her name. Her reflection would move out of sync. Lights flickered when she walked into rooms. She was becoming like her mother. Or maybe her mother had never been sick at all. Ava started researching the dream program Claire mentioned, and she found it. A buried news article from 1988. Project Somnium. a classified military experiment where subjects were trained to control their dreams, lucid dreaming, remote viewing. Some participants claimed they brought things back. The project was shut down, all records sealed. All participants disappeared, except one, Claire Ellison. Now, Ava was terrified, not just for herself, but for her mother. She began the process of trying to get Claire released, but it wasn't easy. The hospital denied her request, blocked her access. Suddenly, records went missing. Then Ava started getting watched. Her phone glitched. Strange cars idled outside her apartment. Someone didn't want her digging. Ava recorded everything, posted it anonymously. Screenshots, videos, documents, anything she could find. People began to pay attention. A journalist picked up the story. A lawyer reached out, offering to help. And then, Claire vanished. The hospital claimed she had been transferred to a more secure facility, but they refused to say where. No record, no contact, gone. Ava hasn't stopped searching. She still hears the whispers, still dreams of fire. She believes her mother was right, that there's something hidden behind the veil of what we call reality. Something watching us, waiting. And if you start digging too deep, they'll come for you too.